This video is part of the Great Unboxing!
Hello everyone, and welcome to this unboxing video for Reich Busters Projekt Vril, aka Nazi Killing the Board Game. Although not in this case, because this is not of this earth. The expansion. The other of the two expansions that were not stretch goals from the Reich Busters Kickstarter. And again, nothing really on the back except the same image, like the rest of this. So let's get to this. Yeah, so this is, if I'm correct, just the Alien expansion. I don't even know if it uses any of the enemies from the core game or anything like that. Good. Get that out of the way. Not of this earth. So it will play the same way, but it will be different enemies who hopefully have different ways of acting. Oh, I can say right off the bat that yes, it will reuse some of the stuff from the core game. But yeah, right off the top is mostly a tray of miniatures with some cards poking out the top. And then thankfully underneath is a whole lot of stuff like rules and things. Starting with 2 copies of the rulebook, because this is a French company, and they do stuff in English and in French. Like, their Kickstarter update videos are always in both languages. But, ooh, yeah, this is as thick as the core book. But this is not so much rules as it is just missions. Looks like the tile setup is very different this time around, too. Like, though it looks like it's all squares and everything. Cool. That way. Speaking of which, come on. There we go. Here's what else is in the box. Punch outs. 7 sheets of them to be precise, with the tiles on the top. I'm assuming there's more because they're also numbered 1, 18, 23, and 2. With N, I would assume, for not of this world. Yeah, so this is evil, presumably, alien killing the board game with Nazis. But yeah, so it looked like, yeah, there are a bunch of squares, each with separate sides. So these, at first glance, look really similar. In fact, these ones, I think, are all literally the same. As are 3 of these. Yeah, most of them are actually very similar is the thing. But it looks like it's in a cave network instead of a bunker or a base. And then we've got some new tokens. With a entrance and exit, also, I'm assuming in French. Some tokens that are hexagonal that I have no clue what they're for. Look like... Oh, they're all blank on this side, and they actually have something on the other side, so I'm assuming hidden mechanic. Tracker of some sort. It goes up to 8 on one side and 6 on the other. And then a lot of these squares have little mite-looking things on one side, but then actual stuff that I'm assuming you can find on the other. So I'm guessing dual purpose. And then this is actually the same. I wouldn't be surprised. It's meant to be a tracker for this. So let's just quickly get those back in the box. And then we can put this out of the way. Move on to the trays of miniatures, but not yet the miniatures. Because, like with cargo hold, the stretch goal box, there's a bunch of cards just sitting in here. So, let's first. Alright, so we've got some smaller cards, which I don't even remember if there were any this size in the core game, and then some tarot-ish size cards, which makes up the enemies and a lot of scenario summaries. And again, they're each split into pairs of packs. I say pairs as opposed to because Again, cargo hold was 2 and 2 for all the heroes, because there was just that many. Because, like with a lot of Kickstarter games, there's sometimes more playable characters in the stretch goals than there are in the core game. Still don't know how I feel about that. Alright, so we've got a bunch of enemies on top to begin with, which the standard ones are one-sided, but not all of them are one-sided. We got zombies, scientists, Vril acolyte, that seems like it might be new, diquinine, which we have 2 of, and that matters because these are not the same, just like the zombie here will not likely be the same from any of the other ones I've gotten. Augin, which there's 2 of. This is actually the mite-like thing that was on the tokens. Augin Mutter. Yes, I'm quite sure this isn't in German. It just still takes place in Germany. Die Augustin. 2 alien handlers. Will definitely be new. Elite Uber Soldaten. That one actually sounds familiar. Vril Cannon Team. That might be also old. Shrieker. Not sure if that's a Vril experiment. Oh, and those are double-sided. Or if it's aliens. Doctor with a K. Cough. Koppff. So cough. Koppff. Which is also double-sided. Which from what I can tell means it's usually stronger. Like they get wounded decently and you flip them over and they get stronger. I know the stats usually change. And then Hugo Hander. It's also double-sided. It looks a lot like the Red Skull, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a reference to the Red Skull, because in the recent Captain America Origins movie, the first Avengers, the first one in the MCU, Hugo Weaving played the Red Skull. Then we've got 4 different mission summary stat cards, because I'm assuming the stats change a bit from mission to mission. 3 raid objectives, extraterrestrial extraction, take me to your leader, and hive mind with an exclamation point. Then 2 raid faction stat cards. And raid maps, 3 of them, with using all the new tiles. Then onto these smaller cards. Just saying in the other video, some of the other videos. One of these days I'm gonna accidentally draw blood in a recording. Alright. So all of these have this back. I'll say a bunch of stuff. I'm assuming these are like what I think were the alert cards in the core game. We got quick move, what's that noise, something stirs, easy does it, hide, slipped, get down, this way, damn it, did you see that? Carefully now, cataclysm. Because I believe this game has a stealth element, but it's like Payday 2 is, where it's like, you can go stealth, but once you screw things up, or are forced to make things noisy, yeah, it's just combat. Alright, then on to the miniatures. I just want to point out the tray here to begin with has what looks like a bunch of spaces for the various tokens. That's always appreciated. So we've got 8 of those mite-like things. There are no heroes in this, by the way, so there's no new playable characters from this one. And 8 worm-like things. I expected these to be bigger by their picture, but scale is everything. And that's actually the entire first tray is just those 2 types of miniatures. Then we have what I would assume to be the scientists, or maybe not. Or no, these are probably the handlers. They've got a drill-like gun thing that hooks up to a pack, and they're hooded. There's 4 of those. Then 4 of, I don't even remember what, but they get spears, cylinder-like helmets, and yeah, robes that are open chests. Like I said, 4 of those, and then we got 2 of these. I'm assuming these are the big soldier dudes that I thought were in something else. Then we got a big-ass 4-arm mutant thing. I think this is Hugo, based on the fact that it has a skull-like face. And just to point out, like, it is, as much as it looks very normal minus the extra arms, it is much bigger. Then on to much bigger models. We have what I'm assuming is the Doctor. There is a normal head in there, ish, and just attached to this thing, I don't know if he's mutated that out the back of his head, or if he's merged with it, or or if it's possessing him. Then we've got some rocket-like thing, who's just a big guy with a big cannon and a little guy, ammunition that's as tall as him. Underneath that, we have a gateway. It's got a little thing on the back too. That's really cool. I could reuse that in a lot of games. Then we got the... Oh, there's actually a second one of the rocket dude. Then we got a big alien centipede-ish thing. It's a big head, a bunch of extra arms, and the centipede thing is more like the lower part of its body than the upper part of its snake-like body. And, I'm worried this one's going to break off. That's not coming out. Oh, or it just comes out at an angle. Crawly-like thing. It's got some 3 tail-like things on the back, some cargo on the base, and otherwise looks like a big, giant front-plated thing that's not so plated on the back. Definitely goes back in easier. And then we've got this big thing. Reminds me of the Projekt X. This is smaller than that, by the way. And it just honestly reminds me of a butcher. Like, that. This just makes me think of an apron. But it's got blades for hands, not hooks. Definitely has normal-ish legs, but also all that stuff on the back. It's got a Thanos-like chin. But, yeah. And that's actually everything. So a lot more new, bigger models, but also some smaller ones. No actual extras of repeats in here like there was in the cargo hold, but there are cards that use the pre-existing models. But regardless, that's everything this time around. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to press that like button. If you think somebody else will enjoy this, feel free to share this video. Either way, I'll help this video get seen more. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and press that dislike button. I won't mind, but please leave a constructive comment as to why. Also, feel free to comment in general, such as, would you like to see any of this painted in sooner rather than later, which pretty much is at all, as I've said in the other videos. Also, if you'd like to see other videos involving this game, such as a review, how to play, board game overviews, whatever. And if you'd like to see more like this, be it more unboxing videos, my board game overviews, my painting videos, all 3 of which I'm willing to do for this game, and anything else that I might do on this channel, feel free to subscribe. Regardless, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.